trust me, this is the updated 2018 Subaru Liberty. I know, it looks really similar, doesn't it? But this is the facelifted version with a range of changes that, when you stop and look at them, are actually more substantial than you might think. How about I stop and show you what I'm on about? There have been plenty of subtle adjustments to the styling, including a new grille, new bumpers, new headlights, including adaptive LEDs and auto high beam on high-spec models like this one, and there are redesigned wing mirrors. It may sound like a minor change, but these new mirrors sit a little bit closer to the body of the car, which helps cut wind noise, which is a big bonus. Plus they have new LED indicators on the outer shell, but there are more important changes in the cabin. There's an impressive new media screen which measures 8 inches in the top 2 specs, and it has sat-nav in those models as well. You get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in every Liberty that's available, and although the system is really impressive and easy to use, the old one wasn't all that bad. It all looks a bit more flash in here. There have been some material changes, like there's piano black here and there throughout the cabin, and there's extra stitching, including on the dashboard. I particularly like the new climate controls, which have digital displays inside them, a little bit like an Audi. There have been some improvements to the back seat as well, including new dual USB ports with a funny little cover that closes quite funnily, and there are all the essentials like you'd expect. A fold down armrest with cup holders, there's bottle holders in the doors, and for parents there are dual ISOFIX outboard seat anchors and 3 top tether points as well. Space back here is pretty good. I can sit behind my own driver's position. I'm 6 foot tall and I've got plenty of toe room, knee room and headroom. Plus there are rear seat air vents to keep things cool on a hot day. Under the boot floor in the Liberty is a full-size spare alloy wheel, which is great for these terrible Aussie roads. Plus the boot size is 493 litres, which is bigger than some mid-size SUVs. Yep, sedans can still be as family-friendly as SUVs. In fact, this sedan has plenty of things that mums and dads might appreciate because it's loaded with safety equipment. The entire range has Subaru's EyeSight safety kit, which uses a pair of cameras mounted on the windscreen and can warn the driver of pedestrians or cars, braking the car if it needs to, now up to 50 k's where it used to be 30. Plus there's lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control with brake light recognition, and the top models get a forward view camera and side view camera. There have been quite a few changes to the way the car drives too, like a bunch of little things have been tweaked. The steering has been adjusted for more linear response and a bit more assuredness at higher speeds, and to me it does feel a little bit better. It's not vastly different, but it's accurate, decently weighted and fairly responsive. The Dunlop tyres on the 18-inch wheels on this top spec car are really grippy, which is a good thing. All Liberties have seen suspension changes so that it doesn't rebound as abruptly after a bump, and that means that it should handle and ride a little bit more comfortably. Yes, the ride is more comfortable because it's softer, but that also has its downside. It isn't nearly as controlled as maybe the last generation or even the pre-facelift version of this Liberty was. And the suspension is so soft that when you go over a bump it can compress so far that you hear a big bang through the front end. It's not very premium. Subaru says the brake pedal feel has been adjusted as well, and it does inspire a bit more confidence when you do put your foot on the stoppers. The 2.5 litre versions have been tweaked for better response and economy, and the CVT Auto has seen some changes too. But this 3.6 litre flat 6 hasn't seen any changes, and that's not necessarily a bad thing because it's a refined and punchy engine, particularly when you put it in Sport Sharp mode. When you put your foot down, it does throw you back in your seat a little bit. And the CVT transmission, yep, even the 6-cylinder gets a CVT, is really pretty well sorted as well. It has those step changes, so it feels like a conventional automatic, but at low speeds it can be caught out a little bit. Like when you come to a stop, you might notice that it feels a little bit slow to spool itself up and get back on the road. But once you get to 2000 RPM or so, it does a pretty good job. So, has the 2018 Subaru Liberty update been worthwhile? Of course, any update is a good update, although maybe I wasn't quite as impressed as I thought I would be with this one. That's mainly down to that suspension tune. It isn't quite right for Australian roads. But I'd also love to drive the 2.5 litre, which has seen drivetrain changes. So, as it is, it's not quite the benchmark in the segment, but it remains an intriguing and unique option for mid-size sedan buyers.